Hey everybody, it's Mr. K. Welcome back to music. We're going to be going over some of the quick fundamentals about music notation. So let's talk about notes. Just real quick, I have our staff here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines and 4 spaces, and our G clef, which means our second line is G, but we're only going to be using C today. Okay, because we're just going to be working on notes and note lengths and note types. So we're going to start with the easiest one, which is this guy right here. This is a whole note. I just realized how small this is, so I'm going to have to bring that in. This is a whole note. All it is kind of a circle there. Can you see it? And if we were to actually write this on our music staff, with my little pen here, it would be a circle that touches the top line and the bottom line. This is known again as a whole note. So, whole note. It is a whole note because it is 4 beats and takes up a whole measure. We'll get to measures later on. So 4 beats, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty? And when we count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And the sound goes for all 4 beats. So if I were to snap and I was to sing this note, ta, I sang it for 4 beats. That's our whole note. Our next note right here is our half note. And it's called that because it's actually half of a whole note. Ooh, fractions, right? Oh, I didn't know I was going to do math today. Yes, you are. So a half note, well, if a whole note is 4 beats, if we're going to cut that in half, we only are left with 2 beats. 1, 2. And then we're going to have 2 beats over here, which is just 3 and 4 that are stuck together. So we would have, if we were to sing this, we have ta, ta. Actually, it would be 2, 2, wouldn't it? 2, 2, to remember how many beats it is. Okay, always just 2 beats. The last note we're going to learn today is the quarter note. And again, it's sort of it's breaking down our whole note. Our whole note is 4 beats. Well, each of these is going to be 1 beat because it's 1/4 of our whole note. So think of this as like $1, and if we break it into quarters, how many quarters are in $1? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So each of these gets 1 beat. 1 beat, 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing it in 4 beats at a time here. If I was to sing these as ta, I would sing ta, 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 ta. So each of those only gets 1 full beat. So you may have seen something broken down like this before. This is our note tree. And what it does is it shows us how these notes break into each other. So our whole note is at the top because it's a whole. Our half note, well, there are 2 halves, right? So each of those, a whole note can be broken into 2 half notes. And then each half note can get broken into a quarter note. So that means all 4 of these quarter notes fit into this half note. So again, 4 beats. Let me write that here. 4 beats, 2 beats, and 1 beat each. Now, what we didn't look at yet was rests. A note, when we play it, makes a sound. All right, ta, or, 2 for the half notes, or We just sing whole for the whole notes. But we also have rests where we don't make any sound. It's literally the instrument, whether it be your voice or the drum or the trumpet or the clarinet or the violin, resting. And we have a different rest for each type of note. Let's start with our whole, which is this one right here. And it sits and it hangs down from the staff line, usually off of D, off of the fourth line. And it again is just like a whole note. It is 4 notes. Let me put the whole note over here so we can see that. The half note gets a half rest. Now, these look quite a bit like the whole rest, except instead they're sitting upright. And honestly, they look like little top hats. So that's how I've always remembered it. Half for hat, half. If you can remember it a different way, hey, that's good for you, but that's the way I always remembered it. Half, whole rest on top, half rest on the bottom. And again, it's the same number of beats, 2 beats for a half rest. And our quarter rest is this squiggly guy right here. Looks kind of crazy. And again, there's 1 for each quarter note. And the rest for that lasts for 1 beat. You can see those again. Squiggly guys. And the rests are, again, where we don't make a sound. So I think that's enough for this week. That's a lot to kind of put in our heads, right? Make sure you take your quiz for this week so I can make sure we all have understanding of what we went over today. And then I will see you during your Google Meets as well. Make sure you also check out Quaver. There's a little bit more information there on what we're talking about today. And I hope you have a great week. Bye.